that's a different thing. But let me see. Finishing school, right? So in lecture 1, we did this. In lecture 2, we did this. We talked about shadowing and so on, right? Okay. Today, we will start with something called as Node.js, and something called as Node Package Manager. So this lecture 7, I'm just moving at the top. I'm taking some liberty over here, to see that I move to the top out here, lecture 3. VS Code we have done, Node.js and Node Package Manager, right? What exactly is this? So very quickly, if you see, if you go and if you Google Node.js, if you go out here and if you Google Node.js, you will find that there is something out here. There are some setups. You can see that there is a download link. There is a new, a kind of a stable version and the new features, right? So you can download any one of them. I would suggest to download the recommended. Why? Because this recommended one is stable. This one here, it is not stable. There are new features, but they are still testing, right? So this is good for probably for testing, but we would just stick to 14.15. You can download this setup out here, right? And you can see what Node.js is saying. Node.js says that it is a JavaScript runtime built on Chrome V8 engine. Node is a JavaScript runtime built on Chrome V8 engine. So also what I'll do is let me also very quickly, okay, right, okay. So actually I wanted to on my camera, but fine. Node.js is a JavaScript runtime built on Chrome V8. What exactly it means? If I put down in simple words, what is Node? If you see JavaScript runs inside the browser. JavaScript runs inside the browser. Means that's where JavaScript can run. That's where, if you saw our previous classes, script language JavaScript, where x is equal to 0, all that we had written in some HTML page. Now, what if we can run JavaScript outside the browser? Means JavaScript outside the browser. That would be great, right? That means now we can create desktop-based applications like Telegram or Skype by using pure JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. And that's what Node does. Node is a runtime. This runtime is built using Chrome V8 engine. Remember, the best JavaScript compiler we have at this moment in this whole world is Chrome. The Chrome is a browser. I know that Chrome is a browser, but it has a team there called as the V8 team, the Chromium team. They have written, an awesome engine which can, which can actually run JavaScript outside the browser. It is quite fast, right? So if you go and if you search here, Chromium engine Wikipedia, if I search here, it's a very, remember the Google Chrome browser has lots of things. It has a Chrome browser where you can surf the website. It has bookmarking, but this team is very specific. It only deals with JavaScript. If you want to compile JavaScript, if you want to run JavaScript, then this is what it is, right? So this is what it is. So you can see here, this is the V8 JavaScript engine, right? V8. Remember this, this V8 engine, very, very quickly, V8, Chrome V8 engine. This V8 engine, remember, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just look at what is written out here, and I'm trying to explain you guys. So here it is, V8 engine. Now this V8 is the team. First thing, this is all coming from definitely from Google, who's actually started this project, right? So owner is Google, definitely, but this is a separate Chromium project, right? And they actually go and do this, right? Now, what is this V8? If you see here, this Chrome V8 engine, if you just go here, why is this engine better than Internet Explorer's JavaScript engine? Nowadays, I should not take name of Internet Explorer. Their browser has gone off. But even Mozilla. So what is so special about this Chrome's V8 engine, right? Now, if you look at JavaScript, JavaScript is an interpreted language. Interpreted means it goes line by line. Means, for example, if you write where x is equal to 0, x plus plus, console dot this, it will go to this line, compile only this line. Then it will go to this line, only compile this line. This is called as interpreted. But if we can compile this JavaScript to machine language, 101 binary, like how we do for C++, that would be great, isn't it? And that's what this Chrome team has done. This Chrome team claims, I'd never tested it, claims that it takes the byte code and generates machine code from it. That's why JavaScript runs super fast. And that's why they have given the name as V8. This V8 is not version 8, please note. I don't know if you have ever, if you ever know about bikes and engines, we have, what do you call, a 2-engine bike, you can have, a 4-engine bike, and then you can have an 8-engine bike, the cylinders, right? Remember the cylinders are like this, the cylinders, right? So what it tries to say is that we are V8 engine and we run faster. So this V8 stands for that we are super fast, right? Remember, this complete Chromium team is a fan of automobiles. It is a fan of automobiles. So if you see out here, you will find, that turbofan, ignition, uh, some of these names out here, you can come to know from that, that the way they, so, it's just that team is very, there is a love for bikes and this one. So always they try to give names like this, ignition, crankshaft. I don't know, sort of somewhere I remember that they had also released something of crankshaft. Yeah, that is crankshaft, right? And so on. So they are fan of bikes and engines, and that's why it is, right? Now, why are we learning Node.js when we are doing Angular, right? First thing is that what Angular team has done, they have taken Node.js. Why? Because they want to run faster. They want to compile faster, right? So that's why Angular team has taken Node.js as their engine, right? So you can download any of the setup. Once you download the setup in your computer, you can go and you can check that if Node is running. So you can go to the command prompt and you can say node, I don't know, hyphen version or version. Node hyphen version. Okay, what happened? Must be I should run it as administrator. The syntax is really, I don't remember. So there it is, node hyphen v. So you can see here it says it is version 14.11. So that is okay. It is 14.15. It is okay, right? To have some bit less minor version, right? So this says that yes, node is installed in your computer, right? Great. Now what I'll do is I'll go back to our here and let us go and create a simple JavaScript file and let us try to run without the browser, right? So I'm going to go to my folder out here and finishing school. Okay, this is one. I think I created. Where did I create? Fine, I'll do it in finishing school here, right? Let me say, I think I want to put all the source code into one folder so that you can refer it. I don't want to put it helter-skelter here and there. That is how Angular looks like. So let me see here, open recent. This is all here. Okay, where is the, I'm not sure if I created a folder only for IMark. Yeah, finishing school Nepal, lecture 1. Where damn is that folder? Reveal in file explorer. Okay. So that's, we have lecture 1, right? And I think in that I put lecture 2 as well. So I'm going to go and create a second lecture out here, which is Node. Guys, today we'll do again like only for 30 minutes, not more than that. Go slow. Okay, I'll open the folder. Please install VS Code, guys. Please install VS Code in your computer because that would be the thing, what we will use, right? So I will go here now and I will create a new file here and I will say, let us say hello.js. And over here, I'll just say var X is equal to 0. Simple program. Now the goal here is to run this JavaScript outside the browser in a command prompt, right? X plus plus console.log X, right? So here, if I go to the terminal, new terminal, I can go to the terminal and I can say like node run the hello.js. Look at the command down below. I'm trying to run through node hello.js. You can see that it is printing 1. This application is very simple, but this application signifies that running outside the browser is, if JavaScript can run outside the browser, it can create miracles. That's why we have this, you know, full stack developer of Node, right? Where the Node is the front end and so on, right? MongoDB is the back end. So Node is a full programming language, right? Now, my one question to everyone out here, I did console.log. Console.log means log it in the console. Why I can't write? This is a question to everyone. Why I cannot write document.write x, why this code will not work? The question is, you can see that I have written where x equal to 0, but I did not use document.write. I used console.log. So why I'm using console.log and why not document.write? Anyone here? You can put down on the chat why we have console.log, why I can't write document.write. I saw that in one of the articles, one of our friends has used document.getElementID. So, but I can't do it over here because, anyone out there? Why I cannot write document.write? Why I have to use console? Yes. Absolutely. Very good, Roshan. I know that the answer is very easy because it runs in the, it's not server side. Don't think server side. Good input, Rohan. Don't think server side. This is not running on the server. This is just running inside the console, right? Remember, guys, your terminology, whenever you speak, right, should be very accurate. So first thing, your answer is perfectly right. Is for the browser. Very good, Dave. Because it writes in HTML, Krishna, very good. I'm very glad you guys are able to answer this. That really makes me, so you're right. But remember, with Node, you can create server-side applications. But the point is that I can create a desktop application. For example, I will show you one framework here called as Electron. Definitely, this is out of the scope of this class, right? Electron. This helps you to build desktop applications using JavaScript. This is Electron framework, which uses to create a desktop application. You can use JavaScript, you can use HTML, you can use CSS and so on. And you would be surprised to know that this Electron has, which applications are made in Electron. In JavaScript, WhatsApp is made in Electron. VS Code, the VS Code which I'm coding now is made in Electron. Slack, Twitch, and lot many. They are not given here everything, but they are given the big ones out here. So you can think about that. It is very powerful, right? So what they do is that they have used Node internally, and you can build these applications, right? So definitely very powerful. Okay, any questions here? Any questions on what exactly is Node? There is a question here, sir. Really, WhatsApp is made in HTML? Yes, it is. It is. Absolutely, Nabeen, very right. There's a private message to me here. So yes, WhatsApp, VS Code, this what you see out here is pure JavaScript. The world tomorrow is going to be JavaScript, and at least the offline world of HTML, CSS is going to be, definitely other languages will survive. It's not, they will not, but JavaScript is the thing. Okay. Now in this Node, they have also given a wonderful thing called as NPM, Node Package Manager. Node Package Manager. What is this? What is Package Manager, right? Now you are coding in Node, right? Let's say you are a developer of Node and you say that, okay, I want to go and get a framework from online, jQuery. jQuery is a JavaScript framework. So if you look at jQuery, If you want to get jQuery, you have to go and Google. You will go like jQuery GitHub. You'll go somewhere here. You will go to the jQuery here. You will download from here. Too much of a pain, right? And in applications, it is very but obvious that you are using jQuery, you are using uh, underscore JS, you are using Angular, right? So you want some easy thing out here by which you can just go and install that jQuery, etc., in your local folder and start using it. So for that, we have npm Node Package Manager. It helps you to get JavaScript packages from GitHub. So I can, for example, I can say here npm install jQuery. We don't have to go anywhere now, right? Remember, npm is a part of Node. Please understand, when you install Node, you will get npm. So if I say enter, it will go to GitHub, it will find the latest version, and it will take jQuery and put it in your local folder. If you see at your left-hand side, there is a node underscore modules folder, and in that, he has put jQuery. I will not go into this now, but that is jQuery, what is there, right? In the same way, I will say that, okay, I want to get npm install some other package, for example, Angular. Let's do Angular. Why not? Like npm install Angular. So it will go to online and bring Angular in your folder. So refresh this. So there it is, Angular jQuery, right? So npm is a package manager which helps us to quickly go online and bring the packages into your project, and then you can start using them, right? So Node Package Manager helps you to get JavaScript framework very easily into your development folder. Any questions on Node Package Manager? npm install and the package name. Yes. Any questions, please put down on the chat. Okay, so there is a question here. Sir, can I install other frameworks other than JavaScript? No, you can't. This is very specific for JavaScript framework. So I'm glad that some people have logged in from, from the YouTube, and some people are from out here. Please, guys, please preserve your stamina. You don't have to do too much work. Like today, you learn Node and npm, and that's it. For a full week, you just practice this, right? Then I will teach you some other things. Every week, slow we go. And one day you are almost there, with Angular, MVC Core, SQL Server, right? We have the whole year with us. We don't have to worry, right? Just go and just be with me. So yeah, any questions or npm? What is the difference between Angular and Angular CLI installation from npm? So that's a good question from Narayan sir here. I'm going to go and copy this message out here. Very good question. Okay, these questions actually make me very excited, that my students are following it. What is the difference between Angular and Angular CLI? See, Angular is the framework, the actual framework, which helps you to do binding and so on. Like jQuery is one of the other frameworks, etc. Right? Angular CLI helps you to create new projects very easily. When you create a new project in Angular, you have to do a lot of things. You have to create package.json, you have to create this, you have to create that, right? So that is done by Angular CLI, right? And Node is the father of all. He installs everyone. npm install @Angular CLI, npm install. So he is an installer for all the JavaScript frameworks, what you are aware of it now. So Node is an installer, Angular is the actual framework, and CLI helps you to create new projects very fast. So it will help you to, it will give you a ready-made code with a screen, with all the good practices, with all things configured, right? So that's the use of Angular CLI. Yeah. Any other questions? Very good question. Okay, put down the questions out there. I'd be very glad to get more questions, right? So let us move ahead and let us see something else. Now, think about it. You are coding in your project, right? And you go from one computer to another computer. So let us say this is your source code. Assume this is your source code. You are going from one computer to another computer. So you don't, this node underscore module, you don't carry it there. You just carry the source code. Now what happens when you go out there, then you have to say like, what was the project using? It was using jQuery. So I'll say, okay, npm install jQuery and then I have to say npm install Angular. I have to go and do again and again all that installation what is needed in my project, which is definitely not worth, right? You have to, if let us say you're using 15 frameworks, then when you move your source code from one computer to another computer, you have to go and write this code again and again, right? So what Node team has done, they have given something called as package.json. You can see already there is a file here called as packagelog.json, which is created, but there is one more file called as package.json. So I'll fire the npm init command. This init command creates a simple package.json, right? So you can see npm init. It will ask you some questions, what is the package name? I'll just say test and just enter, 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 enter. Don't have to think about it all. And you will see at the left-hand side, this package.json is created out here, right? So now what happens is, if you go and if you say npm install jQuery in your project, it makes an automated entry. It makes an automated entry into this dependencies tag out here. You can see jQuery. For example, if I say Angular, you can see here the Angular gets installed, and this is Angular. Remember, this is Angular 1. This is not Angular 10. So the installation of Angular 10 is very, very different, right? So package.json has all the references what you need in a project. So what you can do now, let us say you go and you delete this folder out here. Let's say it's okay, like gone. Then what you can do, you just move your source code, you move your package.json, and then you can just go and say npm install. It will go to the package.json. It will take Angular, it will take jQuery and install them one by one, right? So this is the package.json. So there is one more concept which I'm covering here. Package.json has all the references what you use in your project. So you do not have to do npm install again and again. Any questions, guys, on package.json? How do you create package.json? npm init, initialize, and you put your project name, press enter, 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 duck, 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 and it gets created, right? Yeah. Any questions on package? Now from here, things are exciting. I know that during JavaScript, things were not exciting, but from here, things are exciting because this node and npm, this must be very new to you guys, right? Any questions on what is Node Package Manager? Okay, so I can see no questions. If you have any questions, if you're on the YouTube channel, put on the YouTube channel. If you are over here, you can put it out here as well, right? No problem. Okay, let's go back there. Now, things are not so easy. Things are not so easy when it comes to npm install, right? So let me talk about it. Now, in IT industry, in our information technology industry, whenever we release softwares, we use something called as the semantic versioning. Big words out here, but very simple. Semantic versioning. Semantic versioning is nothing but it is a 3-letter number. So for example, you create a software and you will say that my version of the software is 1.0.0, first version. Then you say, oh, like I have some bugs to fix. So you release, so you have some bugs to fix. So you release 1.0.1. Then you say, oh, like I have some new features to be given. So the current code will work, anyone who is using my framework, but I have new features which I want to give. The main framework is not disturbed. Then must be, you will say 1.2.1. Then you say like, oh, I'm going to go and create, I'm going to go and change everything. This is fresh. The program will not compile, this is a new version. People have to, so then you can increase the major version, complete new framework, breaking changes, right? So we'll say, okay, 2.0.0, right? This is called as semantic versioning. Semantic means, like how we say, like I am fat like an elephant. So I'm not an elephant, but semantically it says that you are fat, right? So semantic says that a person who is from India or the person who is from Nepal or a person who's from China or anywhere out there, right, When they increment their versions, these numbers, right? They increment only in these situations. So they can call this 3-letter number anything. Somebody can, so like majority people call this first number as major version, the second number as minor version, and the third number as revision, right? But like for example, that day I was teaching some Chinese students out there. They were calling this as a big version, fine. This they were calling as a mid version, fine. This they were calling as a nano version. So somebody can give different names to that, right? But at the end of the day, they increment this minor version only when you have bug fixes or you have service packs. Service packs means you are giving some build out there, you know, this, right? You increment the this version out here when you have new features. You have new features, but your current framework you are not changing. Means the current framework's code will also run, but there are some new features. This one here is breaking changes. This is like going from Java 1 to Java 2. All things have changed, right? So this is termed as semantic versioning, right? So any questions here? What is semantic versioning? Major version, minor version, and revision. Yes. If you have any questions, you can put down on the chat. This is how we do versioning in all across the IT industry. Okay, so I can see no questions. If any questions, I'll wait for 2-3 minutes and we can then continue with some more fundamental. Today, my goal is to just talk about package log.json. So only NPM is my goal today. And as I've said that we'll just do for 30 minutes, 35 minutes max if I want to extend, but not more than that. So we started at approximately, I think, yeah. Krishna, just wait for Git. Wait for, see, even if for Git also, the version controlling is same. It is also, it's the same thing for Git also. When you check in, right, automatically there is, so will come to Git. We are going to do Git. So just keep your, this one excitement, just store it, so because there are other people also, I just want that everyone should go with the course. So Git, just to answer your question, Krishna, Git does automatic versioning if you don't control it. If you control it, then Git will do the version what you want to do. Just to answer that. I'm very happy with the questions out there. People are okay, but now here let me talk about, this can lead to problems. This can lead to issues. When you do an npm install, when you say npm install, what he does is he gets the latest version. He gets the latest version in your project. Now this can be problematic. Like for example, think about it that you were working on 1.8 and on GitHub, Angular has come like 2.00 and automatically gets 2.00 and your code is meant for 1.8, then there is complete disaster, right? I'm repeating, npm install gets the latest version. So what happens is, if let us say 1.8, what is the latest version? Okay, 2.0. You can get 2.0 and you have written the code for 1.8. So this will crash the whole system, isn't it? For that, Angular, the Node team, I'm sorry, this is not given by Angular. Remember, Angular is different, Node is different, TypeScript is different. So all these are different technologies. So the Node team in this package.json has given you some signs. You can see this caret sign. So for example, now assume this jQuery has some versions like this, 3.5.1, 3.6.1, let's say 3.5.2. So assume on online, after you installed Node, you installed jQuery, you started coding, let's say 1 year has passed by. So these other versions are released here, 3.6.2, 3.7.2, right? And 4.0.0. Now, when do you have problem? When you are migrating the major version, because major version has breaking changes. This has breaking changes. This is where you have the problem, right? So npm install does not automatically take the major version. He will never go from 3 to 4. No. Why? Because that is dangerous. That is breaking changes. For this, you have to create a project plan. Your project manager will come to you and say that, okay, we are going to go from 3 to 4, and then you will manually go and modify this over here. You will delete your node underscore modules folder, and you will do again an npm install. So this one does not happen automatically, right? That is the first thing. But now, what about the minor version and revision? They are great, right? Like, it's good that we should get bug fixes. That should happen automatic, right? So now let's talk about bug fixes. So 3.5.1, 3.5.2, 3.6.0, 3.7.1. If you put a caret sign out here, he will take the latest minor version plus revision. Means here, after 3.5.2, the latest minus version per revision is 3.7.1. He will take 3.7.1 if you put a caret sign. If you put a tilde sign, 3.5.1, he will just take the latest revision. Like in this, if you put a tilde sign, he will take 3.5.2. If you put an absolute number, like you will say 3.5.1, he will just take 3.5.1, right? So the caret sign takes the latest minor version plus revision. The tilde sign takes the latest revision. And if you say absolute value, it just takes that value, right? This is absolute. So now you must be also thinking that, okay, this is so great. Like, it is doing things automatically. I can control my versioning. But where do I know that, okay, like he has installed 3.5.1, he has installed 3.7.1. I need some file where it tells me exactly which version has been installed after the whole calibration, right? So for that, you have package log.json. In the package log.json, you can see he says that I figured out by looking at your code, 1.8.2 is the latest, and in jQuery, I figured out 3.5.1 depending on caret sign. So package log.json has an entry of the accurate version which is used after the evaluation of this caret sign and tilde sign, right? So very quickly, just putting down notes out here. So we have something called as semantic versioning, right? Where we have major version, we have minor version, we have revision, right? If you put so major version, also you can put down questions out there, as I'm typing notes. Major version never ever increments automatically. This does not happen automatically, right? The minor version plus revision, it will take the latest minus version revision if you put the caret sign, right? And only the revision will be incremented if you put the tilde sign, right? And you can also have absolute. So absolute will take the absolute version, right? And second, not to forget, we have a package log.json, in which we have an entry saying that which version at this moment is used in your project, right? Yeah. Yes, you can install a specific version as well. So very good question. What you can do is you can say npm install. If you want to install a specific version, npm install jQuery @ 1.8.1. I don't know if this version is existing, but you can install an accurate version as well. Yeah. Yeah. Any questions here? Right. So guys, what I want is also very quickly, I want to just share with you that how many, you can put down questions if there is any. I'm ready to more willing to answer. But at the same time, I just want to go and see that, very important for me is that how much you guys are writing articles, right? And we are tracking you. We mean, that, yes, is the student serious? As we said that only few students will go till the last, right? So like Krishna, he has written 2 articles. I can see, Yam Kumari Thapa has written 3 articles. Congratulations, you're moving ahead, right? The point is that at least 2-3 articles is good, but there are some people who have not written any articles. So I would suggest, guys, I know that something is not so important for you, so you can exit this class. As we said that this whole initiative from IMark is completely non-profitable. It is to see that our Nepalese students, get that opportunity to go to the IT industry and shine, right? And the only way we will know that you are doing things is when we see that you are writing, and we read all the articles, almost all the articles I read, right? You have 1 week of time. I don't think it's a big pressure out there, right? So I would suggest please write articles, right? And we have still, like, 3 lectures we have done, so you can still catch up with us, right? But after, like, when we do 10-15 lectures, no way, you cannot catch up. You cannot say now I will come in, no, because till then Node will have finished, TypeScript will finish. It's difficult, this all these things we won't take again, right? So I'm going to go and paste these notes in our group, right? So any questions, guys, before we end this class? Right, so okay, thank you, Naveen, you are watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, guys. I don't want to extend this class more than 30 minutes. I don't want to stress you. I just want that you should be consistent. Be with me for 10-15 lectures. The rest, the industry will come after, right? Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you.